It's also Novak Djokovic, once again, going for history. Record 25th major title. That's going to be big. A big storyline anytime Djokovic takes the court. He did not win a Grand Slam last year for the first time since 2017. How would you characterize his season, Lindsay?
Well, what was the one thing that mattered to Novak last year? The Olympics. And he put everything into achieving his ultimate goal, which was getting that gold medal. For whatever reason, the Grand Slams didn't seem as important to Novak in 2024. I think it shifts back to becoming a real focal point for him and his team. How do you find the motivation when your biggest rivals are out of the game, when you're getting older? And by the way, you're already sitting atop that leaderboard. Brought in to get a new voice, someone he always respected, to try and maybe get that spark back lit.
Let's hear from both of them. The new coach, Andy Murray, with Novak Djokovic.
Played here a few times. Yeah, could never quite get over the line, unfortunately. This man was single-handedly responsible for that, so I'm now here to try and sabotage his chances of winning another one.
Apparently, before Novak asked Djokovic to coach him, he was like, I couldn't think of anything worse to do than coach. Right. Martina, what was your reaction when you first found out that Andy Murray was going to work with Novak Djokovic?
Too soon, I would think. I mean, he just barely retired, and he is putting that pressure back on himself when there's nothing he can do about it. But I guess when somebody like Djokovic asks you, you probably say yes. But still, I'm surprised that emotionally he was ready to get into that cauldron again.
What do you think Andy Murray provides most that can help Djokovic over the line and get major number 25?
Well, I think, number one, you have to talk about the mutual respect. I mean, at the highest levels of the game, these are guys that have just battled at a level of mentality that most people wouldn't understand. So to hear things from Murray, a guy who knows what Novak does in those crucial moments in a Grand Slam, now to be able to get inside his head, I think it's a different level of connection that they're going to have. And also, it just gives that a little bit extra oomph. Right now, you're searching for it. It wasn't too long ago that Novak won those 3 slams in 1 year. So he's not too far removed from that level. But again, as Lindsay talked about, where do you find that motivation? And this just could be that little injection that he needs.
I love, love, love this move. Remember, this time last year, Andy Murray was an active player, so he knows these opponents. He knows who's playing on the other side of the net. Also, what do we always say about Andy Murray? He has this tennis genius, this tennis IQ. You know what he also has? A real ability to convey it. He's really articulate about tennis. I think part of this is Andy Murray's brain. Part of it is how Andy Murray will deliver that message, I think, will be very effective.
Absolutely.
I think also the experience, right, of playing in some of those big matches. And, of course, Novak has that. But maybe there is something else, another tip, you know, to help Novak in certain situations. But I think John is completely right. His knowledge of his competitors is probably the highest of all of those players playing. I mean, Andy took a lot of pride in knowing every single player, what he needed to do, what he wanted to accomplish out there. So he'll have some good messages for Novak.
Yeah, I think Novak can help tactically because this is, I mean, Andy can help Novak because he knows the game so well. And it's just such a little bit that makes a difference, right? Yeah. But also, I think Novak can get really down on himself, and you know, he's been kind of mouthing off at his box. I don't think he'll be doing that to Andy, and I think that'll help him stay positive when you know, something bad happens. And I think he'll be better, so much stronger mentally, just for that reason. He'll be on his best behavior.